Hello, everyone. This is the author, aka your faithful Amanda Splatts. These wrap-up streams, I know, like I said, I tell people you don't have to watch them live. You really don't. They're just a wrap-up. But I always like to differentiate that this is the author behind the cast of Mahavri doing these all out of character. I mean, obviously I put a lot of soul into Amanda and San Ruby. A lot of autobiographical things in their stories. But this is just where we break everything down. This is a wrap-up show for another couple weeks. Probably one of the busiest weeks I've ever had. One of the busiest 2-week periods. With the exception of one day, it looks like, just one day, the 17th. I've streamed every single day this weekend, twice on most days. Look at the count. $15 streams in like 2 weeks, I think. Less than 2 weeks. Because I moved up the wrap-up show a little bit, so it's been less than 2 weeks. And it was like 10 streams in 1 week. We'll get to that, though. We'll get to all that. So, hold on. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. So, for those of you who may not know, this is the wrap-up show. This is where I break character, and we just do a little wrap-up of what's been going on. I show a little AI slop that I'm particularly proud of. And I just yap and give my honest, unfiltered opinion about things. I feel like I should open with personal stuff, though. If you're gonna take the time to listen, I feel like we should open with personal. But I need some chill, though. We need some chill after this week. After the last 24 hours, so here, a little chill sheep. A little alien, too. Because sometimes I feel like a stranger in a strange land. Sometimes I feel like I don't deserve to be here. Sometimes I feel like there are people who don't want me to be here. We'll get to that. Sorry for the big muscly woman jump scare. So, we'll just get the chat box right so I'll align everything. The right hand corner doesn't have anything going. That's fine. You sit here and chill with a little alien. That's the alien today. So we get started talking about the weeks that were, and it's actually a very interesting, very nice dovetail now I was looking at it. We start with One Page Rules, Part 1. A series that I have entitled And Zosimus Tarkus as Himself. I'm hyping up this thing as a whole anthology series. I'm gonna make the anthology series where no matter who plays, no matter what characters we play, it's always Zosimus Tarkus as himself. That's cool. Because he has played, like, there have been horror stories about DMs who don't play fair and prefer their own DM, their own characters, but no, he plays fair. Dude plays fair and is a lot of great setup. He puts a lot of effort into it, and everyone gets a turn to shine. It's great. Everyone gets a turn to role play their characters, and it was a great experience overall. So part 1 was the setup. Uh, my character, Sister Rushdown, is a former mercenary who ended up joining the Sisters of Battle. And she's just big old tank lady. Big chains on her fist. Just punch the crap out of people. Then we had Malone playing a big booby Tao slash Dow woman, PE teacher who is training to drive a mech suit into mechs and stuff. Piwo was some kind of drunkard alien, four-armed alien biological former hive mind obsessed with drinking jet fuel. And Piwo, I'll tell you, man, Piwo is. There are two people in VTubing like that I'm very proud of, really proud of. It's Choco Minato and Piwo, and I'll get to Choco. But Piwo, the guy's got a sense of comedic timing that is just amazing. Dude just knows when to hit and just when to say, and that tone of his voice is fucking cool. So it was cool to actually do something substantial with him. Because I know the one-on-one collab I did with him with Who Is Your Daddy and Ultimate Chicken Horse. And not the best, because Who Is Your Daddy is kind of garbage. I was not happy with that one. But like I said, switched over to Ultimate Chicken Horse, that was a lot of fun. So, and awesome as Tarkus as himself. The three of them were teachers. And my character was a mercenary. Kind of Elliot Stabler type, I guess. Who, like, was willing to go outside the law to do the right thing. She's picked up at the ship. And then zombies overrun the ship and try to get all the purple-eyed children, the special hybrid children, so that their infestation... It's brainworms. We were literally fighting brainworms. And it was actually really cool. My character played a lot different than the other three. Because they all had ranged weapons, and I just rushed down, literally. I got Sister Rushdown's name from the fighting game term for a rushdown character who just basically runs in, gets up in your area, and does as much damage as possible. And that's what she did. She ended up putting her fist through two of her former sisters who become infected. Pretty much one-shotting everything she hits. And then we had Ladybug, Malone's character, Beer Pong, Piwo's character, and Sauce's character laying down the suppressive fire, mowing down hordes of zombies. Basically, they took out tons of the regular zombies, and they used Sister Rushdown with her insane power stats and accuracy stats. The accuracy was the big thing. To splatter bosses in one hit. It was really cool. I love the dynamic. I love... Sauce just puts so much effort and so much energy into this stuff. It is so great. And it was a lot of fun. And episode 1 landed on the cliffhanger. I will get to episode 2. I do like to do the streams in order. I like to do the streams and things that happen in order. So, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. But then there was a little bit of chaos about setting up the next week. Zos had a real life thing coming up, and to his credit, he was willing to put off the real life thing for the story. But luckily, me, Malone, and Piwo all convinced him, like, real life has to take precedence over role playing. So the only day that we were able to do it was next Saturday, part 2. And that nibbled a bit into Phase Saga, but not too much. I think we missed like 1.5 of them, that's it. We started a lot earlier than they did. So yeah, that was a hell of a ride. I like Sister Rushdown. Like, I think she could go places. Like, I put some time into her. I don't know whether we'll be doing Grimdark again, or whether I'll be bringing back Mr. Blue Sky. We're doing the Age of Fantasy again. A hell of a ride both ways. Okay, next up. The rest of these are thumbnails, so they should be all uniform length. Next one was creative writing, killing the world. I was looking back at several of my writings recently, and Amanda doesn't do a whole lot. She's kind of a damsel in distress. It's more about the people around her than her. And I've said before, like, Amanda has a time limit. So I almost feel like I'm running out the clock trying to see who the protagonist of the story is going to be after Amanda's gone, instead of doing what I should do, which is focus on Amanda. And that's me, that's my mistake. But it ended up happening here again as well. Mostly because we're introducing, I needed to bring in a villain. I needed somebody to... Because the Rattlers don't count. The Rattlers are just a bunch of generic fucking schizo freaks who are just there to take a pummeling and be fucking ruthlessly, relentlessly evil. The Rattlers aren't shit. They're kind of cannon fodder for people like Keen. Mossberg is supposed to be a prop. J. Mossberg Malgraves. Pronouns of them, they. Because they're, because of their affiliation with the... Mossberg is a lawyer. I figure I wanted someone who is the exact opposite of Amanda. Amanda's your faithful Amanda Splatts, and she's scared. She's been hurt a lot. She's been betrayed a lot. And she's lonely. So what would the polar opposite of that? Someone who is popular, a mover and a shaker, someone who's got friends in high places, but can get things done in low places, but is ultimately deceitful. A liar. And I figure, lawyers get maligned a lot. Although, I think maybe I have a slightly more positive view of lawyers than a lot. Because I used to watch a lot of Law and Order back in the day. I used to love Law. Jack McCoy, Sam Waterston's DA character's fucking awesome. I love that guy's acting. Lenny and Briscoe, my favorite team by far. Lenny and Briscoe. Briscoe and Green. Briscoe and Green, my bad. Lenny, Briscoe, and Green. So, I need, like, every time I bring a character into the story, they have to have a purpose. I've had problems in the past writing stories just having a ton of cool fucking characters with no real story, like a Gotcha or a Gamba. So anyone in this story has to have a purpose. San Ruby is the story of Mahavri itself and its past. Bun Bun is a little bit of hope and warmth for Amanda, although Bun Bun may be leaving the story. Juliet Romero represents the military and the government trying to interfere in this autonomous region. Keen is there for the plot. Give the story a plot. Where is the water? What happened to the water that once nourished this land? That once made it beautiful where we walked with the gods. Alpha Splatts is hope. Alpha Splatts is there as hope for Amanda. That things are going to be alright for her. Not only is it going to be alright, but she's going to be her physical ideal someday. We needed an antagonist. Juliet was supposed to be the antagonist initially. But the military seemed to be less and less important to the story and more important to the history of Mahavri. So I needed someone to focus on the here and now, and that was going to be Mossberg, J. Mossberg Malgraves. Someone who's just vindictive, manipulative, greedy. I tried to play up the greed aspect, how she is very possessive of San Ruby. She still calls her by Sandruby's previous name, Lucrezia Impostore. Because yeah, I hinted at this, but Sandruby has had many lives. She is a coyote, this coyote spirit Ma'i, who could change forms and appearances at will. She's had many lives since the water left this place. And one of the more recent ones was Lucrezia Impostore, a mover and shaker who ran this place. And Mossberg worked on, like you saw the thumbnail for today's Sandruby stream, Unstructured Play with Sandruby. That was a young Mossberg and a young Cannoneer, the two people most tied to Sandy. I don't think we've explored the Cannoneer a whole lot, but I think we've explored enough of the Cannoneer as it is. But yeah, it's just Mossberg being a dick. Being brutally honest. Because I believe that is as deceptive as she can be, I believe some of the most evil out there can be brutally honest. Although they manipulate things to their end and manipulate situations. I've seen evil. I've seen evil in this world. I've seen manipulation. I've seen horrible things. And it's going to make me absolutely fucking sick to write J. Mossberg Malgraves, knowing that things that they are going to do in the story, some of them are things that have happened. Some of them are things that are still going on. But we need someone to hate. The Rattlers are just generic fodder, although I do think of interesting in introducing more of the Rattlers in the future. I've got a list. But nah. Mossberg is going to be them. Because at the end of the chapter, we see that yes, Mossberg does have power over the Eldritch of Mahavre. For whatever reason, Mossberg can't control the Eldritch Taint. So we got Amanda, the outsider. We got Sandruby representing the past, the gods themselves. Bun Bun representing the Red Desert Army. Juliet representing the military. Takeen with the water bearers. Alpha Splatts is another lone wolf because it's Amanda from the future. And now Mossberg. We finally have somebody representing the Eldritch Taint and the Rot in Mahavre, and it's Mossberg. And it's Mossberg who's someone is particularly close to Amanda, not only because she is Sandy's lover, or because they are Sandy's lover, but because they also work at the same job Amanda has. I wanted Mossberg to be uncomfortably close to Amanda. Someone Amanda could not ignore. Someone who has their hooks into her life. So that's kind of... You want to talk about scary. Like, I don't find zombies and monsters and spooks shit scary. When I think scary, I think of people who could ruin you, do horrible things to you, and then there are no repercussions because the people in power look away. Well, the people in power have an issue with you. So, the difference between writing the Rattlers and writing Mossberg is going to be the difference between writing a bad guy and writing evil. And I don't know if I can dig deep enough to make Mossberg as evil as they're supposed to be. But Amanda needs some impetus. Amanda needs some impetus to finish the story and some evil to rally against, on top of trying to find the water. And Mossberg is going to be that impetus. Alright, on a much more pleasant note, I had some fightcade fun with Cara Malone that day. Little fun times with a little fun witch. I know Malone does the sexy the sexy stuff, the big titty green witch. I like the cute little purple witch, the adorable Malone. I like adorable Malone. I like happy Malone. I like jacked buff Malone. There's a lot of Malone to enjoy. There are lots of Malones to enjoy. You can find your own flavor of Malone. If I were smart enough or better at programming, I'd suggest making little platformer with Carl Malone where he could use his different forms with different abilities. I almost thought about asking like Neo or Temp or someone if they might be interested in making a game about Malone. But they've got so much on their plate right now. I really don't think it'd be fair to ask them. Yeah, little Malone platformer, that might be fun. And we had fun. Like, it's hard for me to get like really good spoopy games. I had a few ideas. This was about it. Had a couple of good side scroll. There are a couple games that just were not interesting. But the big two were Alien vs. Predator and Night Slashers. Alien vs. Predator, the side scroller, was spectacular. It is Capcom at its absolute best. Super satisfying. You're mowing down like 21 aliens at once. You got guns, you got hand weapons, you got punches and kicks. It is so great. It is so satisfying. It even takes, like, when you think the game is over, it takes a big right turn. And then after fighting the aliens and killing the alien queen, you're fighting Weyland Yutani. So, it's actually really good, and I loved it. Night Slashers. Night Slashers overstayed its welcome. Is a big problem. It had some really cool fucking ideas. Like, you could do twin grapples, like you could do tons of wrestling moves, and actual double team wrestling moves. But it way overstayed its welcome. It got boring halfway through. Just repeating the same stuff again and again. The final boss is stupid and goofy. Was not a huge fan of it. It fit thematically. You were fighting hordes of zombies and stuff. It fit thematically. I just did not feel it. But it's always a good time with Carl Malone. Plus, you can yap while you're playing a beat 'em up most of the time. It's conducive to yapping because you really, with the older beat 'em ups especially, kind of turn your brain off and just keep hitting the attack button, making sure you're not on the level that you get smashed up or anything. So yeah, it's always good time with Carl Malone. Carl Malone. Now you notice I made an announcement that we were putting Salted Caramel Wednesdays on hold for a little bit. That was because I know Malone loves Spoopy Month. Malone has a ton of spoopy games to play. And I was struggling to think of spoopy stuff for Malone. This is about it. This was really it. So I backed off. Because I know we were going to be interacting during the one-page rules and Zosmas Tarkus himself saga. I gotta think of a better name for that. So I do have back off Salted Caramel Wednesdays for a little while. And they're resuming in November. Me and Malone will be doing our thing again in November, first Wednesday. We still need to decide what to play, though. I'm actually looking for Christmas-related stuff. Just to piss people off, because Christmas keeps coming earlier and earlier. I think I remember seeing an old Calvin and Hobbes cartoon. Comic strip. Talking about, well, October is over, let's go look at the Christmas decorations downtown. It's literally like that these days. It is literally fucking like that these days. So yeah, whatever we're doing, even if it's something that's subpar, it's always a good time. Malone is somebody who's very important to me, and I try to let people like that know. Alright, and now we have ended up having a okay, so I'm looking at my schedule, how it was this week, And technically, I did stream on the 7th. Like, I didn't stream on the 17th. I just did a pre-record. So, it could be one long unbroken streak of content. You could say it was, you could say it wasn't. What it is, what it ain't. What I do want to really dig into, though, Steam Next Fest. So there were a ton of streams. And ton of demos, rather. And 25 demos that I had downloaded and wanted to try. 24, rather. 24 and one weird utility. 8 hours. I went 8 fucking hours doing Steam demos. Like, I had to cut into Malone's time to do it, but he stopped by and hung out towards the end when he was done, so that was real fucking cool. Malone's a homie. And, oh my god, there was some really good stuff, and there was some mediocre stuff. And there's one I ended up buying the moment it became doable. I'm just pulling up the list here. Power Wash Simulator 2. Spectacular. Amazingly spectacular. I bought it the day it came, like a couple hours after it came out, because they fixed the biggest problem with Power Wash Simulator 1. Number one, this game's really good. Even with my potato, I can play it not even at 100% potato settings, and it still streamed pretty decently. Yeah. Power Wash 2 was fucking great. Amazing. And like the biggest problem, they fixed the last percent of dirt problem, where once you get to like 90% or so, it gives you an orange reticle that shows you what's left. In Power Wash 1, you'd just be hunting on your own. You'd be just slaving away, trying to find that tiny little bit of dirt. Nah, they help you out this time around. It's great. It's amazing. They fixed the biggest gripe of the game. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. She-Hulk, my beloved. She-Hulk has been done so fucking dirty in media. Especially that garbage television show. She was supposed to be really huge and muscular. She was. And then they toned it down. And then she's doing twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. Dumb fucking thing. I fucking hated that. So it's nice to see they did Shulky good. She does the fourth wall breaking. She talks. She's fucking awesome. She's amazing. She's jacked. Plus, beyond my love for She-Hulk, they did a lot of amazing things that made it feel a little bit like a Marvel vs. Capcom game. You control 2 characters. Not just 1, 2 characters. And you can tag up between them. You can do double team tags between them. It's awesome. It is like there's 9 characters from the beginning. And there was a decent, there's not a lot of meat to the demo. There's decent amount of meat because you get 9 characters in 2 levels. The first one, the boss is the Beetle. Second one, the boss is the Task Manager, or the Taskmaster. And it's really, really good. Really satisfying. Each of the characters plays differently, too. Malone, or Shoko, I believe, when he was playing that. Like, those the characters do play really differently. It was really good. Menhararium. Menhararium was the game everyone else was playing. Everyone else was obsessing with. I'm not in it. I'm not down with it. Which is the game lives and dies by its personality alone, the personality of the person that you're playing against, the Menhara girl. I just was not feeling the gameplay loop. And it was too chunky to run my screen half the time because of the 3D dice, even though everything else was 2D. I guess they do that for physics purposes. No, I was not feeling it. I was just not feeling it. Demon Bluff. Oh, Demon Bluff was amazing. I'm not going to go over all 24 of these. I don't have a lot to say at all of these. I don't have a lot to say about some of them, but I do want to highlight some of them. Demon Bluff was amazing. Demon Bluff is like a one-player version of Town of Salem, where you choose like different cards to find out who's lying, who's infected, who's sick, and fight the. It's amazing. It's really good. The demo had way too much meat on the bone. The demo had so much meat on the bone. I was tempted to just keep playing for so long. I had to cut myself off. Rogue Jack 21, a blackjack roguelike. It was really good, really cool, really stylish. Ran well too. Carding for Fun was a surprise one. I kind of included Carding for Fun as a joke because it's a 3D racing game in golf carts. Oh my god, it ran. It ran butter smooth, man. Like, I started using the term butter smooth, and I know other people do too. It's butter fucking smooth, man. It is. Extreme fun. And it's a 3D, completely 3D. I got a fucking virtual slot cars game that didn't run as smooth as a first-person kart racing game did. Now, the controls were a little weird, but that may or may not be to my controller. I will get up to issues with my controller when we get to Omnibus. But it was surprisingly good. I'm not a huge fan of racing games. But if I can run karting for fun, I'm willing to look into purchasing. Put Down was neat. I don't see myself buying the full game, but Put Down was neat. Where you're playing golf with a shotgun. That was kind of neat. But yeah, those are the big ones. Power Wash 2, Marvel Cosmic Invasion, Demon Bluff. Oh, Ultimate Sheep Raccoon. Ultimate Sheep Raccoon was fucking cool. I love that. It's Ultimate Chicken Horse, but on bikes with twice as many people at once. That's amazing. I think that's about it. There were some real stinkers, but I don't want to obsess over those. So yeah, it was great. I went for 8 hours, 8 fucking hours or so. And I'm surprised I got to every single demo. I really am. It was great and it was fun. So I'm gonna keep this up because I don't have a. Do I? Did I take a picture of myself? No, I think I took a picture of myself. Hold on. Yeah, I think I did take a snapshot of myself for like Twitter. It's loading up my screenshots folder. Wait, here it is. Here it is. Mia's cat. So, like I said, I didn't stream on the 17th. But I did put out a video on the 17th. I put out a pre-record. So I've been streaming consecutively since at least the 14th. Putting out content every single day, twice on certain days. I'm intentionally getting close to burning myself out because I know this is the last time I'm going to be able to do this kind of content for a little while. So, on the 17th, I went ahead and put out a pre-record about, we're using, remember web fishing? Remember when web fishing was the greatest game ever? I miss web fishing. I kind of want to play a little more of it. I put out a pre-recorded video basically saying that it's going to be almost impossible for me to stream before or after work anymore. They're changing my hours. QRD. I really actually recommend you watch the web fishing video. I go more in depth into it. But QRD. I was upset that they keep cutting me out of work, making me go home early. But the afternoons are super slow, super quiet. They have to let a lot of people go. So their solution is having me do split shifts. The two busiest points of the day. In the morning from like 7 to noon, I'll be doing morning setup stuff, make sure everything's getting out to the shops and everything or whatever. Make sure the trucks are going, etc. until noon. And then I come back from 4 to 9. Um, 4 to 9 to make sure everything's been wrapped up properly for the day. So basically, they know, like, hey, we've been cutting people during the afternoon, but we trust you enough and we like you enough and we want you around enough that you want to get your 50 hours, we'll just cut out the afternoon. So that means I've got between 12 o'clock and 4 o'clock to myself, which feasibly means I could gorilla from like 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on any day. But the important thing is my family. My family, my friends could come over in the afternoon. I could do anything in the afternoon. I've got a big 4-hour block in my day now, in the middle of the day, between my shifts, that I could do real life. Because that was the biggest problem with my schedule and everything. And especially with streaming now, is that I couldn't get real. I'd like going to the doctor, things like that. I could barely schedule that. And now with this new schedule, it's going to be a lot better. This is great for my family. This is great for my wallet. This is great for the company. This is great for everyone except streaming. Because I'm going to have less of a presence on Malone's streams. Like, I always like to chat it up with Malone and his crew. But now I'm going to be working during that time. I'm going to have to be catching his VODs. Not going to be on Malone's stream yapping nearly as much, although I really do want to. Because I'll be streaming on Wednesdays when he doesn't. I feel bad that I can't support him the way he supports me, but this is something that... This is something that needs to be done. It is a change that needed to be done. This is a solution that was presented to me by my department head. And I jumped at the chance because it's great for me in real life. And I thought as us when I made the decision to accept it. I thought as us, I said to him, like, hey, said, I'll put this fun thing off to do the 1-page rules part 2. And like, no. All of us are hammering, no, you have to do the real life stuff. You have to prioritize the real life stuff. I have to prioritize my real life stuff. And that's what that was about. So, no more there's one exception, and we're getting to that exception, but no more streams before or after work. I may gorilla for an hour in the afternoon, but that's it. You're getting Wednesdays and Sundays now. It has to be done. And I'm sorry if that's a disappointment. But I gotta start thinking about real life. As much as I love this place. So back to gaming. Omnibus. This was a game I'd seen a lot of Markiplier play back. I think Markiplier played it back, at least someone played it. Either Markiplier, Vinny, or Joel. Those are the 3 guys I like to watch, the 3 streamers. Markiplier, Vinny, and Joel. At least one of them's played it. And I played the demo ages ago. Fucking ages ago, and I loved it. So I was surprised that not only was it finally out, but it was on sale. And I checked it out. Like, when I do the wrap-up show, not all of the streams are getting equal weight. Some of the streams are just playing a game I like. That's it. Not all the streams get equal weight. But I do need to bring up my controller because... Salute. I got Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero today. I got the good shit. It's a tropical blast. For that ass. Oh yeah, Omnibus. Um, it's a very simple game. You're a bus that can't stop, won't stop, and you have to hit some silly objectives for silly people. Um, I played a couple hours just because I wanted to get out Omnibus off of my schedule, and it was almost impossible. I thought it was a rage game. Now I initially thought it was a rage game, but then I removed my controller and plugged in the USB keyboard I use for my typing streams. And oh my god, it controls so much better. It's just an issue with the control. I don't know if after like over a year and a half, this piece of shit has like drift or something on it. But it was controlling all insane and wacky when I had the controller plugged in. But when I just used the left and right keys on the USB keyboard, same port, it was working fine. So it's making me think that I can't afford. I'm gonna be scraping to afford rent and food this month because of me getting my hours cut. Hopefully this will be the last time I have to dig into my savings, because new schedule paycheck should kick in November. Gonna have to dig into my savings again, but everyone's gonna have to dig into their savings. A lot of families don't have savings to dig into. People are taking loans for groceries, man. If you have the ability to help someone out, please do. We're in this together, man. We gotta be in this together. But yeah, Omnibus, silly little game, just a fun little stream. I gotta start doing more. It's just a 1 or 2 hour silly little game. Something self-contained. Like I was doing with Panicki's a few weeks ago. It was fun. It was goofy fun. So now we get to hitting on all sixes. Since it was going to be the last this last week, we've gotten to this week, was going to be the final week of my old schedule. I decided to hit on all sixes. I got off of work at 5 or 5:30, depending on the day, and then just stream all day, all at 6 o'clock. I set up the room immediately after the previous stream, because I always set up the room after the previous stream. It's an easy way to set up, easy way to go. So hitting on all sixes. No, this not yet. This is Sunday. We're up to Sunday now. Hold on. It's not, I think Omnibus was Saturday. We're up to Sunday now. And Sunday was Sunday. Oh yeah, that was an older thumbnail. I pushed Darkest Dungeon back a little. Sunday was Darkest Dungeon. Played as Brigand, or you notice me cosplaying as Brigand Wolf, or Alpha rather. Cosplaying as Brigand Wolf. That's because Brigand Wolf had died. That we ended up killing Brigand Wolf at the end of the previous stream. But I've run out of characters to cosplay as. Between me and Sandy, we've cosplayed as all of the primary characters, including the Flagellant and the Flagellant and the Snake Charmer. So now I'm gonna have to start cosplaying as the bosses. I even did the Collector, I think. Yeah, I did the Collector for the anniversary stream, I think. So yeah, Darkest Dungeon is a pretty simple day. Nothing too great to write, although it is giving me tons of CCVs. Like, this game gives me more CCVs than anything else. It must just be hitting on all sixes. So yeah, I beat the level 5 hag. The bosses in this game, most of the bosses, they're real simple if you know what you're getting into. And by level 5, the champion level 5, It's really simple to do. You know what to do. And we slaughtered the hag. We also beat the Shrieker clean. I think my first problem with the first time fighting the Shrieker was bringing a healer, bringing a straight healer. You want to rush him down. You want to overpower, just like I did with Brigand Wolf. Not about healing, it's about overpowering him and just throttling him. Bad news was he had a ton of dodge, and he dodged a lot of my attacks. A lot of them. Good news is I had a group that could do a lot of bleed. So, and since he moved like 3 rounds a turn, he just kept bleeding and bleeding and bleeding out, and eventually it was his own downfall. So it was actually really good. And I got my trinkets back. So that leaves... And also, I've been trying to fight all the sub-bosses, quote-unquote. The super powerful regular enemies that only appear in champion dungeons. I've beaten the Bone Bearer, who revives enemies. I've beaten the Pork Skeever, who shoots giant toothpicks at you. And in the Weald, I fought the Hateful Virago, who, according to Jinx, who was a fucking homie from forever, according to Jinx, like, they can put spores on corpses that prevent you from healing. So, although I followed the same game plan I did with the Bone Bearer and the Pork Skeever, which is rush him down and hit him with the Iron Swan, bitch, and just try to nail him in the 4th. I know there's some kind of fiddler or something in the cove. That's the next one. Because as far as level 5s go, we still have to do the Countess, who's like level 6, I think. There's the Countess in the... There's the Sleeper. There's both of the level 5s in the Cove, which are the Siren and the Crew. You need to do the level 5 Prophet, level 5... I fought these people so many times you'd think I'd remember this. Level 5 Prophet, level 5 Flesh, and level 5 Brigand Pounder. I'm slowly clawing my way back and trying to get my confidence back. But that anniversary stream where I almost got TPK'd in the darkest dungeon itself, that really fucking shook me. That really shook me. But I'm glad I picked it up. I'm really glad I picked it up again. And who would have thought? Who would have thought that of the 2 streams I did that day, Mushroom Musume was the soul-crushing one? So many mushroom daughters did not live. No, wait, that was... Yeah, Mushroom Musume was Monday. I think I got some of the dates messed up. Yeah, Mushroom Musume... Hold on, what was Darkest Dungeon? Pull up my channel quickly. This may tank the stream. Warning, may tank the stream. Because I know Spirit City is all 3D. Let me just check. Am I missing a stream somewhere? No, I must have only done like 1 stream that day. Double check it. And this is supposed to be a comprehensive wrap up. Like, I didn't stream someone else, did I? Check the date. Checking my own Twitter quickly to see what I was doing on that day. Yeah, it was just Darkest Dungeon on the 19th. I don't know why. I apologize. I should have trusted everything. I double checked this shit before. Didn't drunk out too much. I hope it didn't drunk out too much. But yeah, Mushroom Musume was the soul crushing one. So Mushroom Musume, fun time with Mushroom Girls, and my Mushroom Girls keep fucking dying. They keep dying immediately, zero robustness, and I just got angry. I just got pissed off that I got this super cool, super rare slime girl, ultra rare slime girl, and she died immediately because of the robustness. That infuriated me. And I just ended the stream right there. Mushroom Musume is great. Now, I know what's wrong. I will get to that later. I'll get to that during instructor play. I know what's wrong now. But it was frustrating. It's a cute little story with a lot of cute little things, and I love it, and I kind of hate it sometimes. I do. A lot of fun, though. I know Malone really liked it. He said he may have to try playing it again sometime. But that was the first night of hitting on all sixes, where I stream every single day, twice on my days off, just to try to get some of the stuff off of my list. So, Monday, UFO 50. There was no real reason. There's not a lot to talk about. UFO 50, just basically I love UFO 50. It's an amazing collection of retro games with modern sensibilities, although there is some bullshit. I went in, I wanted to get some cherries, get some gold discs, complete some games. That didn't happen. It didn't happen, but I still had some fun. The one I was going to get the cherry disc on, Devil Tree, or whatever it was, ended up bugging out, so I'm not too sad that I didn't make that. Yeah, shit happens. Great collection, though. It is a great collection. Okay, so Hans game. My first time playing Uma Musume solo. And this kind of comes to a greater discussion. Like, I knew WebP was Wednesday morning, so I knew Tuesday night I wanted to do something big. And the biggest thing I could do was Uma Musume. I don't hate Uma Musume. I just don't like how it's set up. I just don't like gachas in general. But I have not spent a single cent in that game and done kind of alright. Like, my odds of unlocking stuff have been much higher than the average. I believe the odds of unlocking a 3-star are like 1 in 3.61. I unlocked 2 3-stars at 21 pulls. Then, of course, I won another 20 pulls without getting any, but that's not here nor there. I got a ton of I had not touched the game in like a month, and I got a ton of free shit. Like, enough to get a whole bunch of pulls, and exactly enough once I'd finished one of the campaigns Um, still not have like the only time I've beaten it was with Malone helping me with playing as Haru Urara. And here's the thing: this is one of the biggest, like, it's one of the biggest views like I've ever done. Just playing just playing this fucking horse game that I am only mildly interested in. Honestly, I'm only mildly. I was kind of fading by the end. But it drew people in. I saw a couple new faces come in. And so, it pulled people in, it worked. Like I said, I don't hate Uma Musume, it's just... there are other things I'd rather be playing. But it might be good here and there for a little bit, especially if there's like something special going on. I apparently missed the whole gold ship event. I think the closest I got to beating the game was Special Week. I did a run of Special Week and it was a fucking heartbreaker. So I wanted to... So this was cynical. I admit the timing was cynical. WebP, my wrestling federation, is super important to me. Something I really work hard on. Something I bust my ass on. And I wanted to draw people into WebP. So WebP was Wednesday morning. Tuesday night I needed to do something big that could get me new viewers, and it happened. I hate to be a cynical bitch, but it happened. One of the new people who stopped by the Uma Musume stream stopped by Sextet Synthesis. 2. Oh my god, I am so satisfied with Sextet Synthesis 2. I was so fucking satisfied, so happy, man. It was fucking great. Because a lot of what happened, like, I don't control the storylines. Like, I control the. I don't control who wins and loses. The game chooses who wins and loses, and then I write based on that. Oh, it was so... A lot of stuff happened that dovetailed with Sextet Synthesis 1. It was just like New York State of Mind Sextet Synthesis 1. This is an amazing bookend to that show. In New York State of Mind, the G-Man won the first Sextet. He won the first Sextet Synthesis, and then he cashed in on Bridget that night and stole the World Heavyweight Championship. Sextet 2, he's the Jet Championship. Bridget answers the open challenge and takes it from him. Perfect symmetry. Marissa ends up losing the Heavyweight Championship clean to Geese Howard. A guy who she's beaten in like 3 minutes for the Fighters Cup. But Geese had her number, and now this guy who was just signed a couple weeks ago is the World Heavyweight Champion. Strap a rocket to Geese. Kefka's the #1 contender. And Rob Van Dam, RVD, Mr. Monday Night, took a long route, and now he's got the money in the bank, essentially. RVD won the Crazy H Championship, successfully defended it. Cashed that in for a shot at the Wrestling Championship, won the Wrestling Championship, successfully defended it to get a shot in Sextet, won the Sextet. So Rob Van Dam's story is actually pretty damn amazing. And I don't know how I'm going to decide. So the rule was for Sextet 1, I had a hidden rule. Like, I'll set up hidden rules in case something happens with the characters. The hidden rule in Sextet 1 was that if somebody swept the synthesis, won every single match, they were going to cash in on that night. G-Man did that. Nobody did that this time. Nobody swept. So I'm thinking of, though, having Rob Van Dam, because there's precedent for this. When he won Money in the Bank back in the day, he didn't do the jump in, cash in, the evil cash in. He waited he waited until one night stand. He said in advance that he was going to cash in. So yeah. Oh, CDI Link and CDI Zelda won the tag titles. And we had our first ever trade. Kiara going to HoloLive and Rod and going to PepsiCo. So it was a big monumental night. It was a great night. I loved it. I love WebP. The two most watched VODs, two most watched videos of my entire channel are WebP. Now the dew's off the lily. Like, I know this channel is falling off. This channel is essentially dead. No one gives a, like, very few people give a fuck anymore, although the ones that do show up, that do hang out, y'all are fucking precious. You are. And I do this for you. So yeah, it was great. The draft system is in full effect. Although, hey, thank you, Sensoka, for stopping by. We're just chilling a little bit. It's the author. Like, the wrap-up shows are always done by the author. I do Amanda's voice because Amanda's the protagonist. But we're getting just real. Hey, I hope you're doing well, my dwarven brother. I really do. So yeah, this actually dovetails. So in 2 weeks, we're doing the minor quote-unquote show, Bully in the Alley, which focuses more on the roster draft. Because it will have roster members, the actual stables going at each other for dominance. And then the end of November, around Thanksgiving, is going to be the Real Folk Blues, the 32-person tournament. And I've already thought about how to shave a 35-person roster down to 32 people for the one-night tournament. And I'm formulating a way to do that. But yeah, Sex and Synthesis 2 went a little longer than usual. It's a great fucking show. Amazing fucking show. WebP keeps me going. Sometimes just gotta do shit that keeps me going. Do that in the morning. And then in the afternoon, a good time with... So you notice there was a lot of Sand Ruby this week, like 4 streams with Sand Ruby. There's a reason for that, both in character and out of character. In character, Sand, you know, she's supposed to be the mysterious coyote emissary who can change faces, change forms, etc. So I thought she'd give more scare, more spook to the whole situation. But to be perfectly honest, a lot of times I choose Sand Ruby for a stream because I know my voice is gonna hurt. Like, I was doing WebP for like 6 hours, screaming and yelling my heart out, doing my best Joey Styles impression. I knew my voice was gonna be fucked. So, hanging out with Minato a couple hours later, doing the Sand Ruby voice just made things easy. Let's switch over to Sandy. Did I make Sandy in here? You get 3 presets. You know, let's take a little break. Take a little break from yapping and show you the creation suite in this game. It's really comprehensive. Oh, you get 5 presets now. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Yep, there's Juliet Romero when the baking DLC came out. Yep, there's Sandy. Those are the pre-made. There's probably better stuff that's come out since then, but yeah, let's go for that. Bronson Little Onion Night. Strawberry Night. So, yeah. Skullgirls with Minato. I'd gotten back into Skullgirls. Again, still the author. I'd gotten back into Skullgirls. So the development history of that game is just so fucked. Everything around it is just so fucked. But it's still a good game with interesting characters. It just, the most cursed fucking fighting game in history. And I felt so bad for it. I got angry though. I got angry when I found out that the DLC for 4 characters was more expensive than the base game itself. That pissed me off. So I waited until I got it at 70% discount. Picked it up. That's when I found out that I'd also included the soundtrack and the art book. So I'm like, okay, getting 4 characters, the soundtrack, and the art book, 70% off. I can justify that. I can justify that. And it's good I did because Annie of the Stars, one of the DLC characters, is my new main. Like I was main in Big Band for a while, Annie is my new main. Because she's got that ground wave that you can do the burn knuckle into. She's got an install. She's got so many, an insane amount of tools. It's great. So Annie, Big Band, and I think Peacock are my mains now. But it was fun just playing. Nothing big, nothing fancy. The only reason Sandy was there was because my throat was fucked after doing What B. Good time with Choco. And we're going to be having a good time with Choco again next week. Like I said, I'm backing off for the rest of the month with Malone. Because I know Malone does horror stuff, loves horror stuff. I'm not into horror stuff. So let him do what he loves. And like I said, we've already booked Salted Caramel for November. Get back to our usual schedule on that. So on keeping with Sandy, Skullgirls led to the next day, Electro. I had been practicing Belatra a few days beforehand. I know, like, I'm good with the mult, I'm good with jokers, I'm good with a lot of things. Only problem is deck building. I'm not good with. Oh shit! I need to turn the UI off. A little more aesthetically pleasing for anyone who stops by. Deck building is the important thing. Some that I've been working on. And I played Belatra with Salty in the past. But that was not PvP. That was not the PvP mod. That was Salty, like we just played at the same time, and whoever cleared one first. This was the actual straight up PvP mod, and I stomped him 5-0. Beat him 5. And all of a sudden, at the end of the stream, oh, I don't play Bellatro anymore. I'm more into Pokemon. I don't do. I thought he was sour grapes. I thought he was full of shit. He was so looking forward to playing and stomping me. Now, at the end of the stream, he doesn't want to play Bellatro anymore. Oh, I'm not. I honestly thought it was full of shit. But afterwards, we yapped a little bit and actually decided on a few other games that are good. I feel so bad. There are so many amazing people in FlaVR. And when I started out, my goal was to collab with as many of them as possible. Highlight as many of the amazing people here as I could. Now I'm going to have to dial that back. Going to have to stick with the ones I know, like Malone, Minato. Because I'm only going to have a very fleeting few streams, that's it. Not going to be nearly as much of the times I want to. And y'all shouldn't have to suffer for that. Y'all shouldn't have to put yourselves out for me. Because I'm a wagey who can't handle their sleep schedule, their work schedule. I hate that I have to pull back, but again, this is real life interfering. This is real life kicking in. And real life always has to take precedence. Okay, so initially, Friday was. I'm gonna do San Diego because I'm gonna do Sandy until the karaoke Garella. Even though this is a Amanda stream. Power Wash Simulator. So what Amanda did like a month or so ago, she bought a $100 Steam card. Even though she can't really afford it, there were just too many amazing things coming out, too many big deals for the autumn Steam sale. And when she got the Power Wash Simulator 2 stream, or when she played the demo, I was so impressed by, I forget, I'm the author. I was so impressed by it that it's weird. I don't think I can explain it. But when I'm Amanda, it's me. When I'm Sand Ruby, I have to become Sand Ruby. So it's weird. I don't know how to better explain it. I have to get into Sand Ruby's head to be Sand Ruby. But I could just jump on and be Amanda. So, yeah. Power Wash is so good. Amanda's like, you know what? I'll put it on my wish list. It's probably going to be like $50 when it comes out. I'll wait till it goes on sale. The game comes out. $25. And with a special introductory rate, it's $21. Oh my god, that was amazing. Just $20 for an improvement, a massive marked improvement that I can stream. I can actually stream it because it's so super well optimized and has so many potato options. It's great. So Neo Turf Master CD got pushed off, and it was a lot of fun. Did a lot of silly stuff, did a lot of goofy stuff. Cleaned a toilet, a pop-up toilet, and that was a very interesting way for them to show the new mechanic of multi-part jobs. You hose down this top thing, and then you got away, and you hose down the outside. Then you finish that, you hose down the inside. Multi-part jobs, and the orange reticle that saves you tons of pain during that last 1%. And only $21. $21. That's it. Now, remember when I streamed it with Malone? We were trying out the demo with Malone. Did not run properly. Junky. But that's because I had Discord going so I could chat with Malone. If I'd closed Discord and just started chatting with Malone over Steam Chat, which would have disabled the Foogies, we probably would have been able to do it. But yeah, it was clean the toilet, clean the campfire. I love the progression system. In the first game, there's just 4 washers that slowly get more powerful. This game, there are 2 different types of washers for each set. The regular washer, that goes for area, and the urban, which goes for power. I prefer power. There are levels of each of those. Another amazing feature, you can sell stuff back. In Power Wash, you were wondering, hoping that you had enough money to get the next thing. You just skip out on a washer to try to save it for the next one, waste your time. No, you can sell things back in this game. So once you have enough, it's like an RPG where you can just sell your old equipment if that'll put you over the line to get the newer stuff. Also, you get to make your own little home. Now at the end, when I got irrationally angry that I had to clean the rug I bought, that was bullshit. That was 100% hamming it up. Being silly. I loved it, and I want to play more. I just don't have enough time. If I've got a hole in my schedule, It's gonna get filled with Power Wash Simulator 2. Because I wanna play more. I just love it. I wanna play more. But there are not gonna be a lot of holes in my schedule anymore. Because Wednesday mornings are gonna be stuff for me. Creative writing and WebP. Things that keep me going. Wednesday afternoons are gonna be Salted Caramel or Punch Drunkard or other collabs. Sunday mornings are going to be long form Sundays, Darkest Dungeon and Disco Elysium. I'm alternating between the two. And then I think Sunday afternoons will be another collab spot or a potential just whatever stream. And then there'll be a fifth Gorilla spot in the afternoon. But yeah, only $21. It was an amazing. And the big thing is, Power Wash 1 got free content for like 5 fucking years. So they've already got a roadmap for both paid and free content. I have not even touched the Muckingham files for Power Wash 1. So there's just going to be so much content over the years. You just want to dig right the hell in. It's going to be great. Love it. Might end up playing some of this offline. Still have not decided if I want to play it offline or if I want to do all progression on screen. Because for now, progression is linear. It's like one job at a time. So yeah, I loved it. It was $21. It was a spectacular purchase. Knowing that it's going to be held for like years. If it's anything like the first one. Karaoke. Music on this channel isn't nearly as big or powerful as it used to be. Not nearly as important. I've kind of given up being a V-singer. I've completely given up being a V-singer. And I wasn't singing for months because like very few people, if anyone, cared. I'd lost my music. I'd lost the music. So when I got a couple songs stuck in my head, the same songs over and over again, I'm like, alright, this is Saturday morning. I don't stream Saturday morning until like 9, or go to work till 9. Till 9 a.m. So I could do a 45-minute Lucky 7 karaoke stream. So I just put a couple together. I had fun doing things that make you go, had fun saying the F-16 song, the original version of that. A lot of great songs, a lot of great fun. I still don't think I'm ready to make karaoke a regular thing yet, but I'm getting there. And kind of a tragedy involving singing that I don't like to bring up too much, but I'm slowly getting there. Alright, bring back Rushdown again. Let's switch back to Amanda. Good night, Bronson. There we go. Go outside. We've eaten. We've had our coffee bubble. Let's go outside. We be gaming? No, we should not be gaming. No, we already drank. Maybe we should be. This game is so beautiful and so peaceful. I literally have 1,888 hours of this game. Because I will leave it over and overnight for like a couple days. just to have that lo-fi going. Because it's changed, it's got lo-fi girl now. Instead of just the homework stuff, it's got a ton more music from actual lo-fi girl. It's really good. Really good. So, One Page Rules Part 2. We continue the story with the Zosmos Tarkasus himself. There's got to be a better, like the Zosmos, the Tarkus Chronicles. That'd be cool, the Tarkus Chronicles. Zosmos Tarkasus himself just sounds silly. But yeah, Part 2. It overlapped the phase premieres a little bit, but that was the only day that worked for us with my schedule changing, and with my schedule changing and Zos having to reschedule himself. It's the only day that worked for all of us, and it was great. It was great. It was amazing. It was a lot of fun, and I'm so happy we got to do it before my schedule changed. It was fucking great. So we got stuck on another ship, and the zombies were on the ship, and the zombies wanted the children. We were not going to let them have the children. So they had big climactic fight. Like, I took a fuck ton of damage in this one. Although Rushdown, her thing is, in One Page Rules, everything is 1d6. Or d6, rather. Normally, beginner characters like us hit on a 5 or a 6. If Rushdown takes one tick of damage, she can hit on a 2. So I think I took a lot of damage, but I fucking opened everything up. Like, I killed both of the zombie sisters in one hit. I killed the final boss, the brain. I killed the final boss in one hit. That's how fucking tank. I killed the final boss in one hit, and I didn't even get the full hit. Like, I missed one of them. But it was like, oh, just splattered brains all over, everywhere. So we saved the children. I tried to do a little bit of role playing. I feel like I'm like Piwo was real good at role. Piwo was real good at being the comic relief and doing the role playing, really good stuff, and even did some fun doodles. Malone took a whole bunch of snapshots of the cool doodles that Piwo did. It was really neat. A lot of fun. It was a great, and I think, and Zoss, like, he had a guy help him write this one. I thought it was really cool that he's the one to reach out and just to try to give everyone the best experience possible. It was fucking great. The climactic battle, oh my god, the hallway battle was great. Where it was just like 30 fucking zombies in a hallway. Everyone else was just shooting and mowing them down, blasting them guts. And then you had Sister Rushdown running up with her chain fists and just obliterating fucking people with big old punches. It was great. It was fucking satisfying. Satisfying ending. And yeah, like my man Sauce says, expect more to come. I can't stream my end of Tabletop Simulator. I can't. It is too chunky. It even chunked out Malone's system. That's how chunky it is. But it was a lot of fun, and I get my hair about the numbers from time to time. I know my channel is essentially dead. Although I did get a fuck ton of views on my Uma Musume stream. Channel's essentially dead. I know that. I'm past my prime. Collabs are not supposed to be about numbers, though. Collabs are supposed to be about these amazing people I've met, hanging out, meeting new amazing people, chilling with them. If anything's supposed to be about the numbers, collabs are not supposed to be about the numbers. So I don't mind not streaming my end of a collab. Because I know my chat is dead during collabs. My chat is dead half the time, period. But during collabs, it's especially dead. Because I actually tell people, hey, you may have a better time. You may have a better time watching this other person's VOD. Because I'm running things on potato time. So I didn't mind it all. It was an amazing show and a lot of fun. So, didn't want to talk about this. I really didn't. Gotta bring up the stakes. Should I bring up the stakes? Nope, that's part of the new rule. Part of the new rule of this channel. If I have to think about whether or not I should bring it up, I shouldn't bring it up. So we're moving on. QRD. No QRD even. I'm not bringing up the snakes. If you have to think about whether you should bring it up or not, don't fucking bring it up. Alright, and Sunday today, earlier today, unstructured play with Sand Ruby. Just like I knew I was gonna be doing, like, starting next week to starting tomorrow, essentially, things are gonna be a lot slower. So, I want to do unstructured play as a catch-all and one last big hurrah for Sand Ruby. Because Sand Ruby's gonna be peeling back a little bit now. We had her do a lot of stuff for the spoop, including the gorilla karaoke. Gave her several hours to shine in unstructured play. We're pulling back. So, actually had a couple of important things happen. So we're going back to Mushroom Musume. When I was doing the normal stream where I tried to make 8-Ball and MJG a thing. Specifically 8-Ball, although MJG is fine too. 8-Ball is the one who's Memphis. Let me break it down for you now. Make it easy, money, pimpin' hoes in style. The problem was that the daughters were born dead, essentially. They're born dead. Act 1, 0 robustness, they immediately die. And I got another rare one, a potato daughter. I almost had a potato daughter. She died almost immediately. I got another super ultra rare mushroom and was not able to use her. I literally almost uninstalled the game. I asked the dev for help and I almost uninstalled the game right there. Mushroom Musume does not explain a lot of its mechanics to you. And there are a couple of mechanics I was not aware of. So the garden, the witch's garden in the game. You plant stuff there, and it can drive up your stats. Weeds will appear in the garden from time to time. And weeds will dig into your robustness level. I did not know this. The garden was almost full, but like a third of it was weeds. That's what was killing the little mushroom. So I went to Gnome Depot. I still think Gnome Depot is like the most brilliant thing in the fucking world. Bought a ton of shovels, got rid of all the weeds, and immediately robustness went from immediately being 0 and killing me to like my third highest stat out of 5. And of course, for fun, I did the ending where I eat the mushroom. Just for fun. And actually got a real ending for it. I did the wrestling route, but it was cut short because I failed the role fighting Slim Jim and possibly ended up injuring him. So it gave me the generic normal end, but at least 8-Ball and MJG lived. That's the important thing. At least they lived. Now that I know, also rare mushrooms. I was pissed off I wasn't getting more rare mushrooms. Apparently, with the gacha system in the game, you have to roll for rare mushrooms. Like I did the roll thing for a whole bunch of spores, playing a whole bunch of spores, and it gave me the opportunity to get more rare mushrooms. Opened them up. I've only gotten previously in that gotcha system they have, the summoning circle thing, I had only gotten poetry and pictures. I did not know there are actual mechanical game items you can get, and I ended up locking like 3 or 4 different mushroom girls. I'm happy that the situation has changed. I'm happy that I know what to do now. I'm unhappy that it was so hidden. And I'm unhappy because it was ruining several runs, and I literally almost uninstalled the game. Got very upset about that. I might do it again sometimes. I might do 1 or 2 runs as a gorilla. Because now I'm turbo boosting through the original. I'm turbo boosting through everything until I get to stage 3, the adult mushroom. I do want to play more Uma Musume, I do. But again, I'm gonna have to be very careful with what I schedule my time. I'm gonna be streaming reliably 4 times a week. But it was a lot of fun wrapping that up. What else did I play this morning? Yard's Revenge or Yard's... That was cool. I had a good time with Balatro too. Yeah, that was the biggest thing. Oh, Nine Kings. I wanted to play Nine Kings King of Time, but they reset your progress into unlocking the King of Time. So you have to grind ceaselessly. With previous kings, you would get credit. You would get credit towards unlocks for things you already had. I'd already had 999 hours in game. Should have unlocked the King of Time, but it didn't. That pissed me off a little bit, but I did have fun playing. I do like Nine Kings. There are so many good games that I want to stream. New games, old games, retro games. There's so many fucking amazing things I want to stream, but I can't because I'm just one little fleshy sack of rotting, dying flesh plopped on a expensive office chair in front of a computer. That's all I am. Just don't have enough time today, so I'm thinking I might want to do more unstructured play. Because that's just a good excuse to do a whole bunch of stuff at once. And then save Uma Musume for like the day before big important events. Because like I'm fucking cynical about it, but this channel's fucking dead. I gotta do something, man. Gotta do something. And that brings us to now. I didn't do a second quote-unquote stream. I think I might have to go ahead. I know the rule was like 5 streams a week, period. But the wrap-up show does not count as a stream. I think I'm gonna have to make the wrap-up show count as a stream now. Do it every other week. I think I'm gonna do it every other Sunday. Or maybe Monday. Maybe, yeah, I think maybe like I'll do it Monday afternoon. Because the wrap-up show rarely goes. Like even a super ultra look at all the shit I did this week. A super ultra stacked wrap-up show doesn't take more than 2 hours. I could do that. So yeah, I think I'll start doing the wrap-up show on Mondays in the middle of my shifts again. But that covers everything, and we are all caught up, which means it's time to do a little slappa. Do a little slippity slappa. So look at that. I love Dolly 3 or the Dolly, yeah. The Bing Create that I used to get the anime look now has 4.7 and 7.4 dimensions, which are amazing for making these thumbnails. You look at the unstructured play one. On the left, that's a young Mossberg. On the right, that's the cannoneer. The two people most closely associated with Sandy, Mossberg and the cannoneer. I have to double check my writing files. I think I gave the cannoneer a name at some point. But right now, as far as we're concerned, she's just the cannoneer. So, like, I know very few people care about the Slappa, but I've had some real good ones. In fact, there's a couple that I'm worried about risking posting. Do I dare? Do I fucking dare? I'll fucking dare. Here. Happy Halloween. I noticed I hadn't done any gens as Alpha Splats in a long time. So here. Big, jacked, muscular Oni Amanda. Or Alpha Splats. It's not lewd, it's not pornography. You cannot see her nipples. Her hair is covering her nipples. Or maybe she just doesn't have nipples. Oh, that came out so fucking great. I love that. I fucking love that. Had a few really good ones. That one looked fucking great. So you gotta massage the words a little bit more these days. But being the Dolly Create thing is just getting better and better and better. I think this one might be a little bit of scanty and knee socks. But oh my god, it looks... Here's the thing though, I can't get this type of outfit, the sling bikini, by using words. I just have to not describe an outfit at all and hope that it just pops up, because the words themselves are banned. So yeah, let's go backward. Let's have some fun and go backward. Here's Sandy comforting Amanda. I've got a folder, a few of these like this, Sandy comforting Amanda, because that was her role back in the day, partially. And it's always an interesting test to try to describe two completely different characters, because 80% of the time it'll give one attribute to the other character. But I think it came out pretty good. Here's Sandruby as Ma-E actually singing. It looks fucking great. These are fucking amazing. Bang was hitting on all sexes. It's Ma-E, because the reason she looks like Amanda, remember, she's copying Amanda's flesh. Here's me as a haggard police officer with a torn suit for Disco Elysium. I'm doing next week. Disco Elysium is going to be the next big Sunday stream. Gonna be alternating between that and Darkest Dungeon. Here we go. I was made aware, I believe thanks to Choco, that Fights in Tight Spaces was getting Halloween DLC. For $5, it's like a new map. Like, no new cards, but completely new enemies. And so, you know, I love this fucking game. I'm happy that it's getting all these updates suddenly out of nowhere after several years. So I'm going to buy it as soon as... I think it goes on sale tomorrow. And stream it as part of Wednesday. You can bring the dog, by the way. It's compatible with the canine pack. You can bring your dog into the Haunted Mansion. I hope you can bring the gun, too, because the only way I beat the game was by using the gun deck. That fucking saved me. I don't know if it was the dog deck. Let's see what else. Oh, these came out real nice. Me as Morgan Annisland from Darkstalkers. I try not to do sexy Amanda too often because she's supposed to be androgynous. But when I end up getting sexy, I get up fucking sexy. And it looks really nice. I think it might be drawing on like the Sailor Moon anime for these. Here's me with the big old power washer. I like this one so much that I did a transparent PNG and put it in the corner. Because even though it ran well, I was a little paranoid about it chunking. Let's see what else. Good picture of Sandy back as Lucrezia Impostore. Her previous persona. Like you said, Ma-E is the name for the coyote spirit, the coyote emissary of the gods. San Ruby was her persona when she met me. Lucrezia Impostore, which you're seeing now, that was Sandy before me, back during the time of J. Mossberg Malgraves, because Malgraves keeps calling her Luce, although she's moved on. Let's see what else. I got some really good gens of a young J. Mossberg Malgraves. I don't know why I went for orange and cream colored for young Mossberg when actual Mossberg is orange and black. You know, every character in Mahavre has a very set color scheme, and it's orange for Mossberg. I think it maybe it's like spoopy Halloweenness, maybe, I don't know. Or maybe it's just a color that hadn't been chosen yet. But yeah, they have a whole bunch of really good gens here. So I kind of want to do something more with them. I don't know what though. Because like I said, they're a villain and trying to get into their head, it's disturbing. And I don't like doing it. There's a lot. They gave me a ton. I got a ton of really good looking gens of Mossberg. And here's the Cannoneer, former member of General Bun Bun's Red Desert Army who went insane and joined the cult, those on the edge of town. She's kind of like a gatekeeper for Sandy's Cave now. She's completely mind broken, but she still gets to keep her cannon. I thought that were these. Oh my god. I try not to flood the Discord with AI Sloppa anymore, because even though it's got a dedicated AI slop thread, I know nobody cares anymore. Although I think I'll go ahead and upload some of these. I'll go ahead and upload some of these afterwards. The Mushroom Musume ones. The Mushroom Musume ones came out so cute. It was me sitting in a forest, listening to a little red and white mushroom girl tell a story. And I'm like, how are they going to illustrate her telling a story? And they do. She's got her hands out like she's telling a story. That is so fucking cool. I mean, I'm terrified about AI taking my job. It's already taken jobs. Cutting people, especially in the gaming world. I've been assured by my bosses that it's not going to cut people out. I've been assured by them that it's not, but, you know, they only have to lie to us one time. Right? That's so adorable. Just listening to a little mushroom girl tell the story of her life. That is so cute. What else? We're going in reverse order. What else? I got a couple of good ones of me doing web fishing. because I decided I wanted to do web fishing for the update video, because I hadn't touched web fishing in such a long time. That was one of the great things about hitting on all sixes this week. I got to play a lot of really fun games that I hadn't had a chance to for a long time. Had a couple of really, really good gens. Although I don't know if that's a cat. That's more of a wolf, I think, with the tail. I think it's more of a wolf, but still looks so nice. And then, of course, I had to correct myself. Yes, I had done some Generations of Amanda Splatts the week before. Not this week, but the week before. Of her as the shill. For the Marvel Secret Invasion. Cosmic Invasion, rather. That one came out. I almost used this one. This one came out real fucking good. I almost used that one. Let's see what else. There's one from Enharium. It was me surrounded by red dice in an idol outfit, surrounded by red dice, pouring blood into a bag. And it gave me some real weird, wacky shit. I guess it's like milk in Canada. Blood comes in bags now. What else? Trying to figure out how far to go back. All the good Sand Ruby pictures saw in the thumbnails. Here's a really good one of me as a bus driver for Omnibus. I actually really love how that came out. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and post some of my favorite slap on the AI Slap a thread. There's some really good shit here. Here's a really good one of Sister Rushdown. Almost used this one. The chains are because she has chain gloves that allow her to do deadly damage. Meaning that when she hits, it's 3 damage instead of 1. Really fucking good. And I think that's it. Show a couple of the Mossberg ones, the modern day Mossberg for comparison. Yeah, because now we're up to me coughing up and vomiting up blood, essentially. For the, because we've got the last karaoke, but here. We'll do a few of modern day Mossberg. I tried to make them as androgynous as possible, right down to the using them. But I'd heard the term slamming clams at one point. And I'm like, oh my god, I need to use the term slamming clams. That seems the type of thing that they would say. To surreptitiously let Amanda know that that Lucrezia is spoken for. Very possessive to the point of psychopathy. Very charismatic to the point of being essentially evil. And there, this is the perfect compensation. This one with the horrible. I tried to get an eldritch wall of eyes and mouths, and no, it just gave me a wall of monsters. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that. So yeah, that's modern day Mossberg. I showed some of these during the stream itself, the writing stream itself. And yeah, one is me as a pro wrestler. The pro wrestler one was hard to do. I had to re-roll that like 30 fucking times, and I only got that one. It's weird. It's so much easier for them to do Alpha Splatts. Because I think maybe they think it's a man's body and a woman's face. But getting anything as Amanda is tough. Anything sexy as Amanda is tough. So yeah, there's your slapper. Hope you enjoy the slap. I enjoy the slapper. And now we wrap it up with next week. Next week is gonna... This Tuesday is gonna be super important. So here is the schedule for next week. I love the race car one I did for hitting on R6s so good. I loved it so good. That's going to be my new regular stream schedule template. Get that weird purple color gradient one I was using for a while. I think I'm just going to use this one. I love it. Fucking love it. So this upcoming week. Live vs. Smoke and Mirrors Tuesday. My first ever stream with a key from a dev. First ever time that the dev actually gave me a key to stream a game for free. I was honored that they did this. It's right up my alley. And it was legitimate because they just gave me the Steam key. They did not give me... Like, there's nothing... I know it's not a scam. I know it's a legitimate thing. So it's going to be great. Now, I said no more streams before or after work. However, they wanted me to stream it on the day it came out, and it comes out on Tuesday. So, this is the like I get off of work at 8. I can be Amanda by 9. It's a visual novel, essentially. It's a visual novel. So, I'm going in blind, by the way. I did not play the demo. I did not read any of the supplemental material. I'm going in blind. I think that'd be the best way to experience a story, going in blind. So, that is the compromise. I want to stream it on the day it comes out. That's the compromise. I will be... The normal Wednesday morning stream is being pushed back from 7 to 9. Because I don't know how long Smoke and Mirrors is going to be. I really don't. I don't know how long it does to take a run. Do a full run of Smoke and Mirrors. But I don't know how long Fights in Tight Spaces is going to be either. I don't know how long the deal... They say it's 7 new rooms, 9 new enemies. So it doesn't sound like it's a whole incredibly long thing. Like, maybe it's just one board. Like, it's I don't think it's going to be like a full campaign. It's just like one mission, I think. So I want to do the Spoopy DLC. So that was the compromise. I'm giving myself up to 6 hours, which is like one full Fights in Tight Spaces successful run for this one room. This one thing. I think it's like maybe an hour or so to do a full stage. I don't know. We'll like, if I cut it, I'll cut it, because the more important thing is 4 p.m. I'm doing Fightgate fuckery with Minato. And I'm not going to dig into that in order to do Fights in Tight Spaces. But there you go. Wednesday. You did not think you'd get spoopy content from your faithful Amanda Splatts. You're getting spoopy content. I'll only do spoopy content if I think it'd be good content. Enjoyable content without the spoopiness. Fights in Tight Spaces is DLC for a game I love. Absolutely love. And Fightcade is fun with Choco. We were originally going to do it with Capcom Arcade Stadium 1 and 2. If you get out 1, you know what to do. Because he generously, very generously gifted me at Capcom Stadium 1 and 2. He had 1 and 2, so he knew what to do. But we figured it'd just be faster and easier to do Fightcade, because if you have to load Arcade Stadium, there's all the bells and whistles and everything. When Fightcade has rollback anyways. Fightcade's got rollback anyways. It'll just be easier to do Fightcade. So there we go. You are getting spoopy content on Wednesday before Halloween. And then Sunday, Disco Elysium, that's the return of Longform Sundays. Wednesday mornings are streams for me. Wednesday afternoons are collabs. Sunday morning, Longform Sundays. I will be alternating between right now, but Darkest Dungeon is on the docket until I fucking finish it. I'm doing Darkest Dungeon until I finish it. And I don't know how long Disco Elysium is going to be. But I'm starting at 6 a.m. just in case I have to hang out, if that's going to be the day I hang out with Amanda Splatts. But again, due to my new work schedule, she's not forced to come out on my day off. If I've got this 4-hour gap in my schedule, she can come and hang out any day of the week for lunch. Like I said, this new work schedule, I had to jump on it when it was offered. They said, Amanda, the only reason we trusted you, we like you, we think this is great for you. The only reason we haven't offered it to you in the past is because you were hitching a ride to work, and having to hitch your ride to work to and from work twice in a day. It's not happening. Now that you're working from home, doing only admin stuff, it's much more feasible. So yeah, Sunday Disco, and then here's what I'm thinking. Wednesday morning is a stream for me. My creative writing and WebP mostly. Wednesday afternoon is the collab streams. Sunday morning is going to be the long form streams. I'm going to have 2 long form games going at once, keep switching out between them. And then Sunday afternoon is going to be like a whatever slot. And I think this is the perfect encapsulation of that. Not really, though. Because Wednesday morning is not a creative thing. And I pushed it like 3 or 4 fucking times. But, yeah, NeoTurf Master CD practicing Scotland, the Hell Scotland course with all the golfers. So there you go. Like I said, I'm limiting myself to 5 streams a week, and that includes the wrap-up show. Now, for the weeks where I don't do the wrap-up show, there is a potential 5th spot, but it would have to be like a 1 or 2 hour Gorilla. Well, Gorilla's not too long anyways. Like, Gorillas I only do 1 or 2 hours anyways. Just like pick one old arcade game, one retro game or something. Talk about one weird thing I found. The thing that hurts the most is that I won't be able to collab. Collabs, the number one thing on this channel, the biggest pillar of the creative writing is collabs. The 3 big pillars of my channel: collabs, creative writing, and WebP, the professional wrestling. I'm gonna have to pull back on collabs or find people. Can't even do that. I was gonna say find people who do it before after. I can't stream before after work anymore. Like I said, Live for Smoke and Mirrors is a very special case. That's what's super late for one of my normal streams. And I'm pushing Wednesday Fights Tight Spaces back. Kinda, I guess it just kinda hits me how little time I'll have anymore. But I'm supplanting that with real life. In the afternoons, I need to go out and touch grass, go into town. If I had a 3-hour gap, I can go into town and do something. I can go get a burger at a restaurant or something. I can get into a physical store instead of ordering groceries online. I can chat with my neighbors. I can finally chat with my landlord without having to exchange texts or pieces of paper in a fucking door. This new work schedule is best for me in all aspects of my life, except streaming. And if I'm gonna tell Zosmas Tarkus that he needs to take that party or whatever the outing he went to over streaming, if he needs to prioritize real life over streaming, I need to do that too. I need to do that too. Oh, Alpha's got some nice pics. And beyond that, the next week after that, the return of Salted Caramel Wednesdays, Web P, and Darkest Dungeon. It's gonna be great. And this is, I'm sorry that things get that there are just gonna be some people I don't get to collab with. Some amazing people I just don't get to collab with anymore. And it's life. It's real life. Real life is kicking in again. And it's a good thing. After having to put up with bullshit for so long at work, like a year and a half, put up with fucking steamrolling bullshit for so long, something finally opened up with this new schedule, and it's gonna be great. But I'm not gonna be honest nearly, and it also kills me that I'm not gonna be watching Malone nearly as much, because that's when the second half of my shift is. So once again, I have to pull back a little bit more on a more permanent basis. Just be sure that it's because good things are happening in my real life. For once, it's because good things are happening. I went 2 hours. I did not plan on going 2 hours. It must have been a packed week. Holy shit. I have to get up at like 4. So I need 6 hours of sleep. Go to bed at 10. I could get up at 4. That'll give me a little time to eat dinner, call Mother Splatts, do a couple more thumbnails, set up a couple more rooms, check my wish list. Maybe I'll go ahead and set up a grocery order for tomorrow. I don't know. Not gonna have a lot of free time before work or after work anymore, but I'm gonna have a nice big chunk in the middle. It's gonna break up the day. It's gonna be nice. Sensoka, thank you for stopping by, man. Like I say, I get Menhera about the numbers and shit. I do, because this channel is a dead channel. But if there's one show you don't have to come out and watch live, it's the wrap-up show. Because I come up here with an agenda and essentially not a full script, but a full list of things. I come up here with something to go. This is just a little something for those who may have missed a stream or just want to chill. I don't know what game I'll be doing next time for the wrap-up show. The game doesn't matter. It's just something in the background while I yap. I think maybe I'll do Cast and Chill again. We'll see if any of my chill games. And I thought about Power Wash. Maybe I'll do Power Wash 2 as a chill game, but no, that does take some concentration. That might be a good challenge. Can I concentrate and hose off shit at the same? That might be fun. Although no, that didn't work with Stonks 9800. I was too distracted by Stonks 9800 to do a good wrap-up show. Well, these wrap-up shows are going to be getting shorter too, because I streamed 10 times in 1 week again. It's not going to happen for a long time. Sheepy, sheepy. Sheepy, sheepy. Take a sleepy, sheepy. You take a sleepy, chat. I am your faithful Amanda Splatts, the Desert Eagle of Flavor. I am Sand Ruby Keen. I am J. Mossford Malgraves. I am the author. And this is the In the End Splats Project. Please come out Tuesday night, 9 p.m. for Live Burst Smoke and Mirrors. The first stream I've ever had with a dev giving me a key. Please come out Tuesday. I don't ask people to come out a lot. I really don't, but that'd be a big one. And other than that, it's the Amanda Splatts Project. Be out. Good night.